Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the Starladder Starseries Season 5. This is the first match of the season, and we're going to have 3D Clan up against eL.Pride. eL.Pride taking up the Radiant. This is a best of one match, and it looks like 3D's going to get the first pick on the dire side. They choose to take out the Keeper of the Light, followed by the Silencer. So Silencer just recently getting added to the Captain's Mode pool, immediately being removed by 3D Clan. Don't want to deal with it, and he's a real powerful hero, and I'm really looking forward to see how some competitive teams use him. eL.Pride, they're going to take out Anti-Mage and Rubik, so maybe a little bit of metagaming each other going on with these bans. Anti-Mage, not a hero we often see getting banned in the first ban phase. Same with Rubik, but these teams might know each other. I believe they are both Russian area CIS teams. So there's a chance that they have a little bit more knowledge about each other than I would have of them. Nyx Assassin going to be the first pickup from 3D Clan as a result of these somewhat unusual bans. Nyx, usually a hero that we're seeing banned, along with Batrider, who will get picked up as well by 3D Clan. So 3D getting a lot of the heroes really favored lately. And eL.Pride, with their first and second picks, choose Shadow Demon as well as Lifestealer. Shadow Demon pretty much one of the favorite supports of the moment. He's kind of gone in and out of favor as other heroes have sort of shown up, like when Jakiro was really strong. We didn't see as much Shadow Demon. But with the rebalancing, I'll say, of Jakiro, Shadow Demon has come back into the spotlight as just really a fantastic support. And Lifestealer with the buffs to Rage, just so powerful as a carry, difficult to shut down and deal with. And with some farm, just basically an unstoppable force. 3D Clan for their second, third pickups do go with the Batrider as well as the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer becoming one of those carries that we're seeing more and more often lately after those buffs to his agility gain. And just really an annoying hero to deal with. No one ever really wants to lane against Phantom Lancer, especially if they happen to get a Keeper of Light with him, which they won't here as he was obviously banned by 3D Clan. But the spam from the Spirit Lands is really annoying. And late game he's just so powerful with those illusions, able to do so much damage unless the other team can kind of amass enough AoE to really shut him down. And the third pickup from eL.Pride going to be Enchantress. So Enchantress, an aggressive jungler that we haven't seen too much lately, but I do remember I believe Navi picked them up yesterday, so maybe he's coming back into favor a little bit. As more aggressive strategies are sort of coming back as we're moving away from the era of just sitting and watching hero carries farm in their respective lanes. Enchantress is just a great pusher and a ganker from the jungle because she can get multiple creeps at level 1. And yeah. Second ban phase, Queen of Pain and Darkseer taken out by 3D Clan. So taking on some of this AoE like I was mentioning, really the best way to counter Phantom Lancer is AoE, and Queen of Pain is one of the best. With all of her nukes, her ultimate as well as the Scream, both very good at clearing out those masses of illusions. And Darkseer with Vacuum as well as Ion Shell, and illusions of his own coming out from his ultimate, is another hero that's pretty decent at dealing a good amount of teamfight AoE damage. eL.Pride gonna ban out Bane, one of the best heroes left in the pool for dealing with Lifestealer, because his ultimate will go through the rage of Lifestealer. When you have a magic immune carry that you know is really difficult to deal with, having an ability that goes through the BKB effect is really good, and Lifestealer, that's his real bonus right now, is that he has that pretty short cooldown, long duration rage that gives him attack speed and the magic immunity. So being able to shut that down with something like Bane is always a boon. They're also going to ban out the Tinker. Also pretty surprising ban. Maybe these teams know each other a little bit better and are expecting some of the heroes they've seen them play, but Tinker, not a hero we see too often. Could be in the mid lane as well as hanging out sort of by the Ancients and just dealing with those to farm and get quick boots of travel and really secure a ton of map control. Brewmaster going to be the last ban from 3D Clan, a good teamfight controller. Not the he's pretty good against Phantom Lancer with his stomp and the ability to give him the Drunken Haze. He's good against any carry as a result because of that. But probably wouldn't have expected them to pick that up, but again, maybe they know them better. And Magnus going to be the final ban, actually making it all the way to 10th ban. Pretty surprising. Magnus, we're usually seeing him banned out or picked up in the first ban and pick phase respectively, and now he makes it to all the way at the end of the second ban phase. Puck going to be the fourth pickup from 3D Clan. Another great team fight control with all of his AoEs, the silence, as well as the lasso effect from the Dream Coil being put down in a team fight. It's hard to get away from it. And a pretty decent mid-hero. Somewhat hard to play, but very tricky and annoying to deal with. Omni Knight, the fourth pickup from eL.Pride. Omni Knight, a great hero that we don't see as often as I think we should. His team fight ability with his ultimate is so powerful. The heal is great. The magic immunity that you could target on anybody is also just fantastic. And his issue really is in the laning phase. He's not very good at laning with anybody. With like a coddle, you can spam his abilities and he can deal a lot of damage with his heal, but it's really difficult to lane him effectively. So we'll see what eL.Pride try and do here if they end up soloing him or just toss him. We'll probably see him solo either mid or off lane. Leshrac, the last pickup from 3D Clan. So definitely going to be the last hero for their tri-lane support. That sets up Leshrac and Nyx's supports on the Phantom Lancer's tri-lane. Then we'll probably see Puck and Batrider. Either one can go mid or off lane. I think Puck is usually seen mid a little bit more often than off lane, but they can both switch in those roles pretty easily. eL.Pride, now thinking about their last pickup, still looking for someone to probably offlane, and they go with Sniper. There's a hero we don't see very often. So Sniper, for those who don't know, as again, we do not see Sniper basically ever. He gets range. He's really a right-click hero. With the increased range, as well as the headshot, which gives a chance on attack to fire an attack that cannot miss, deals a little bit of bonus damage and mini stuns for I think 0.1 seconds. They might have recently increased that. I know they recently buffed it, and that's why we've sort of seen him maybe a little bit more. But I guess we might be seeing Sniper mid here. They could also run like double dual lanes. I'm interested to see how they're going to decide to run this. And my camera is set to directed, which is not what I want.
Prepare for battle!
Last hits and dies. So quickly go over who everyone's playing. Solo on the Leshrac, Nexus taking up Phantom Lancer, Dread on the Nyx Assassin, Lolik on the Batrider, and that leaves Sharfik on the Puck. For eL.Pride we have Stalk on Nyx, Android taking up the Enchantress, Massacre on the Omni Knight, a little bit amusing there, Idash taking the stand-in taking up Sniper, as well as Zako on Shadow Demon. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to try and lane these. It does look like Sniper is setting up to go mid. Sniper is really annoying to deal with mid now, with the buffs to headshot as well. The buffs to headshot is 40% chance at all levels now to get this effect, and it does deal a lot of bonus damage, and the mini stun is quite annoying when you're trying to deal with it. Both teams look content to just defend their own jungle, neither really contesting at the moment. It does look like it's going to be Puck against Sniper in this middle lane, which is not a matchup we see very often. Neither hero really getting picked too much. Puck obviously a little bit more than Sniper. And looks like the tri-lanes do not plan on contesting at the moment. So we might see Batrider just hang out in the jungle. It does look like he's planning on doing that. Not even going to head down to try and contest this tri-lane coming out from eL.Pride. He's not going to be able to get a lot. He will definitely get a lot more if he just jungles this camp as well as this camp over here. And I can't draw on the map like I thought I could. So Batrider will definitely be able to... He's going to grab Firefly, so we'll definitely see him that. In this mid lane, Sniper should have a pretty decent time against Puck. Puck isn't known for having very good damage early. He's got a little bit more, about 6 at level 1. Sniper does have the headshot though, which is going to give a 40% chance to do that extra 15 damage, which Puck will not be able to outlast it. So both teams look like they're ready to just play passive, at least for the moment. And secure farm on the heroes they think they need it on. Sniper getting pushed really far back by Puck. Enchantress looks like he's gonna start harassing with Tornado. There it comes. So it's gonna be annoying for Puck in this middle lane. The Tornado harass from the Wildkin, or I'm sorry, Wild Wing now. It's just so tedious to deal with early. So a lot of the benefit that's going to come out early especially is how well these supports are making use of the jungle. We see Dread and Solo trying to get as much farm as possible on this Nyx and the Leshrac in the Dire jungle. We all know Enchantress is going to be able to secure her farm in the jungle. She is a jungling hero after all. So she'll be able to do pretty okay. And we have Shadow Demon actually just pulling to try and get himself some farm as well. And I'm not sure what Omni Knight's really doing. He's kind of just hanging out in this middle lane. So Omni Knight's who I would have pretty much expected to see in the top lane. He clearly pulled this middle camp once. See if he goes for it again, and that's how he's going to try and get farm. But he's not going to get as much as the Batrider is getting by a lot here. He's actually sitting at 0 for 0. He will be denying some experience from the Puck though, which is useful. But definitely not going to be getting as much out of it as the Batrider is getting. He's up to level 2 now. He's got a level of Sticky Napalm. Gonna help deal that fire damage from the Firefly. 3D look like they might already be trying to put some pressure on this tier 1 tower in the top lane.
Look, they found the button.
With the Leshrac, does he have Edict? He does in fact have Edict, so he'll be able to do pretty decent damage to this tower. And see if eL.Pride will... Looks like they're starting to think about going. They're smoked up for some reason. I'm not sure if they're expecting some rotation, but it's definitely foolish to think they're going to. When you look at the map, you can see that 3D has three heroes in this top lane and are pressuring this tower. There's no way they're going to rotate to try and defend. They'll be able to get the tower much more quickly than eL.Pride will be able to get this tier 1 bottom.
Dire's structures are just magnificently fortified.
Glyph used by both sides.
Dire's bottom tower is under
We have another
attack.
Edict coming out from the Leshrac. The creep wave's pushed back behind the tower. It's going to be an easy tower kill. It's going to go the way of Leshrac. So first tower blood going to be taken by 3D Max.
Dire's bottom tower is taking a
eL.Pride also trying to pressure this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, but the Wild Wing is going to go down. Timed out from Enchantress. One of the negative effects of having an Enchantress as opposed to a Chen is Enchant only has a time limit. But with this net creep wave, it looks like they will be able to bring this tower down. With no contest, and Nyx should... Oh, the catapult actually gets the last hit. So a little unfortunate for Nyx. Hit one more time than he needed to, if he realized the catapult was there. But pretty close to even on farm with the Phantom Lancer, so he's not going to be too upset, but getting that last hit definitely would have helped him. Sniper doing pretty decent in the middle lane, out CSing the Puck, like I would have expected. Has just way more last hits as well as denies. It's very difficult for Puck to start dealing with the Sniper, just because of his attack animation. It's very quick. He is firing a rifle after all. And the headshot damage, as well as the take aim, letting him sit really far back. Looks like Puck was thinking about going in, but Omni Knight did head towards his middle lane, uses a purification, make sure the Sniper's okay. Misses the last hit. Just, I think he was buying, maybe? 3max continuing to sit these two supports in the top lane on Phantom Lancer. Kind of surprised to see that. I haven't tried to roam at all and maybe get a pick off in this bottom lane. I do think their heroes are a little bit stronger, especially early, than the two supports from eL.Pride. The Enchantress is a little bit difficult to kill, and I guess the Shadow Demon's also a pretty defensive pick. Looks like the Leshrac ported down bottom. He has boots, as well as some sentries. And eL.Pride now being the first to pressure the tier 2 in their carry farming lane. Another port gonna come in. It's the Batrider. He's at level 4. Able to throw a couple stacks of napalm up, but not really gonna be able to do too much. Oh, but Puck is on his way in. Unfortunately, he's not level 6 yet, so won't have that Dream Coil. And without the Dream Coil, he's not going to be able to do anything, even with his Haste Rune. And the gank attempted by 3D just kind of fell short there. They did manage to defend their tower, but they're not going to get too much out of it with the 4-hero rotation to that bottom lane. Gives Omni Knight a little bit of space to get some farm in this top lane. He's not going to have too much trouble against solo Phantom Lancer for quite some time, until Phantom Lancer gets that farm and is able to do a lot of damage. Omni Knight won't be able to really deal with that if he manages to get something like a Diffusal, and he does have a Blade of Alacrity, so we'll see if he goes for Manta or Diffusal. There's another Blade of Alacrity, just to answer my question instantly. So we will be seeing a quick Diffusal out of him. Omni's going to have a lot of trouble with that. And Diffusal Blade is a very good item against Omni because you can remove the Repel and the Guardian Angel with it. Sniper continuing to just farm this middle lane. He is doing worse than the Phantom Lancer as well as the Nakes, but that's a little aggressive coming out with the headshot, or assassinate, excuse me. On the Puck, I guess just couldn't see it. But it's not a very difficult skill to dodge with Phase Shift. It's only is at level 1, so the reaction time has to be pretty exact, but Batrider has lots of stacks in this jungle now. He manages to get more. So he's gonna get a lot of experience and gold from this. Stacking up that napalm on the big camp. Make sure he can burst that down with the Firefly as quickly as possible. Starts going. He's already got 4 stacks up. Burning him out. He's taking a lot of damage though. He's gotta be careful with these ranged creeps. But he will. Oh, he's almost. He's gonna be fine. They're already hitting back. Another shot coming out on the Puck. It looks like he probably phase shift that one, as I assume he probably would have died if Sniper had actually landed it and the phase shift was on cooldown. Those headshots coming out from the Sniper on the Puck were really difficult to deal with. They do so much damage, and that mini stun is such a hassle. Puck does get this regen rune though, so that's going to be pretty good for him. However, eL.Pride now is grouped up in this middle lane. Looks like they're going to try and bring down this tier 1 tower mid. Puck is level 6 now. Puck is not level 6. Puck is only level 5 still. So really just getting denied of experience. Leshrac makes it in, but the repel comes up on the Sniper. It looks like Leshrac's gonna pay for this. Goes down, first blood going the way of Sniper. Nake's taking a lot of damage from that Edict. Has to be careful, and will get picked up by the Spirit Lance coming out from Phantom Lancer, as well as the Dreamcoil from Puck. Batrider taking a lot of damage from the Purification. And Worry to a death on Omni Knight. And Enchantress with the heal up might be able to get away. Take aim coming out now from the Sniper. Oh, the bottle charges saving Puck. Shadow Demon gets picked off by the some creeps, as well as the Illusory Orb coming out from Puck. A pause coming out from Sniper. So finally a big 5v5 fight coming out in the middle lane. Pretty much gonna go even, I would say. One more kill going the way of 3D. I suppose they did get the Nakes, so that's a pretty big win for them. But in terms of gold, it should be pretty much even because First Blood did go the way of eL.Pride. As we can see, experience going heavily the way of 3D with that, and by heavily I mean only 1,000, because it was very close up to that point with just like constant farming from both sides. Gold, only about 500, so it's still a very close game. Sniper did manage to survive it. It looks like he's going for Shadow Blade, as we do see the Shadow Amulet coming his way. So this Sniper going for a pretty aggressive build.
Not for you.
See how it works out. Definitely a fun hero to cast. We don't get to see him too often, as I was mentioning earlier. Sniper just really a pretty sweet hero. Illusions now from the Phantom Lancer chasing down the Omni Knight. Really not doing too much beyond that. Where is the Phantom Lancer port to the bottom lane maybe? Where did he go? Oh, he died. I missed the kill. Whoops. So my bad. Phantom Lancer dies in the top lane with a gank from the Omni Knight, the Nakes, and the Shadow Demon, I believe. It looks like eL.Pride is grouping up to try and push this middle tier 1 again. And not really completely committing to it yet. Enchantress does have the Harpy Storm. We get to see with the new lower mana cost Chain Lightning. Good for clearing out waves, doing pretty good damage early game.
Its end be drawing nigh?
Just auto-attacking at the moment. A little bit surprised not to see spam the Chain Lightning. Oh, gonna use it to break the bottle charge of Puck. Being such a nuisance. Batrider's up to level 8 after farming those stacks in the jungle. He's pouring in mid now. Does look like 3D wants to be able to defend this tier 1 mid, so we might see another big engagement in this middle lane. Sniper with take aim max now.
Dire's structures
Just gonna
are
sit out of
fortified.
tower range shooting it. No big deal.
Time is running
And it looks like
out
the
for
tower's
Dire's
probably gonna
middle
go
tower.
down. And it does. Life's still getting that
Dire's
last
middle
hit.
tower has fallen.
Not quite willing to commit.
What a
Pug
mess.
probably would have had to die to really initiate there. Sitting at about half health. Didn't have his bottle back yet. Does have it now. Oh, the assassinate coming out onto the last track, just dealing pretty good damage. Such a long-range nuke, and only has a 20-second cooldown. The real limiting factor is less the cooldown and more the mana cost. As you can see, Sniper only has about a 500 mana pool. It does cost almost 200. So he's not going to use it too many times unless he's getting mana boots, which he is. From these, from his teammates. Looks like the Enchantress has it. Sniper now heading to this top lane to get some farm,
Is under attack.
while Nakes heads down to the bottom lane, content to just split up, grab a little bit more farm again, see where they make it from there. It's getting pretty close to his Shadow Blade, only 300 gold away. I don't know if we're going to see him be really aggressive with it, or just mostly try and use it defensively to try and not get killed. Be a little bit more gank resistant, require the investment from the other team anytime they gank him to have some sort of reveal. Whether wards or dust, probably dust. Nakes is ulted. It looks like he might find someone. Gets tagged by the Shadow Poison and then actually hit by the Satyr Tormentor's Shockwave ability. So nothing gonna come out from that Nyx Assassin ultimate. I think they were just guessing too, so just good awareness by eL.Pride that there might be someone up there. The Nyx forced kind of back. He thought maybe that he was caught. I don't think they knew the Nyx was there invisible. They just had a feeling that someone might be coming up there, so they tossed the Shadow Poison to get some vision. Now 3D, three heroes grouped up in this bottom lane. Looks like they want to go for the tier 1 in the bottom lane. They should be able to get it without too much effort. Unless all of eL.Pride decides to port down there, and there isn't a port on either of the supports. However, Batrider going to get picked off in the mid lane in the meantime. And with that, all 5 heroes from eL.Pride are mid, and they're going to be able to push this tier 2.
The direst elements
And
are
3D's
pelting
only
Radiant's
real option is to
bottom
just
tower.
go for this
Dire's
trade.
middle tower
It's
is
not a very
under
good trade to
attack.
lose a hero
Radiant's
and a tier 2
structures
just
are
to take a tier
fortified.
1.
They must have seen Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortified comes out,
Dire's middle
soaking up a
tower
good
is
amount of
under
the
attack.
Edict duration, which is going to slow this tower push down. They still will be able to get it
Radiant's bottom
pretty
tower
easily. We'll
is
see who
under
ends up
attack.
getting the last hit. It's going to go the way of the creeps,
You need to be
but Nakes gets the
amazing.
tower in the
Dire's
mid lane,
middle
the
tower
tier
has
2.
fallen.
So definitely not a good trade coming out from 3D. They lose a lot of map control losing that tier 2 mid. To take only a little bit by taking this tier 1 in Radiant bottom. PL's got his Diffusal Blade up now. Take a quick look at the net worth. You can see he's farming the best, but he needs to run right now. All 5 heroes from eL.Pride are smoked up, heading towards his top lane, and PL realizes something's up. He ports out. Looks like he headed to the bottom lane, just going to farm, maybe? It's also possible to go for Roshan. There are a lot of heroes around here. I'd be pretty surprised if they try and do it, but they see all the heroes from eL.Pride in this top lane. Think maybe this is their opportunity. They're going to go for it. They don't really have anyone great at tanking it. There are Tranquil Boots up on the PL, so he can use those while Roshan's hitting him to heal a little bit up.
Is under attack.
He's actually going for Diffusal Blade 2 right away. A little bit surprised to see that he hasn't used any charges and he buys the second recipe. We'll see if he actually grabs it and sends it to him, and he is. So not super concerned about the purge charges, it seems like. He really wants this mana burn. And the mana burn is very effective against some of the heroes in eL.Pride, like Omni Knight. But the purge is also really good, and I gotta imagine he's going to go through purge charges this game. They get Roshan down to like a fifth of its HP, and then they give up. They realize that eL.Pride went missing from the top lane, but it's hard to imagine that they were going to commit a minute here to doing Roshan and then just back off. They smoke up and go back in. They're really worried that they're about to get ganked. This is really just an awkward series of plays coming out from 3D here. Wasting so much time. They could have already had the Roshan if Lion's Pride had been coming to contest, they would have been here.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Lion's Pride got completely oblivious as well. You have to imagine they thought something was amiss when all 5 heroes from the enemy team were gone for over a minute. So both teams really just playing super awkward there. But Roshan will go the way of 3D. Age is picked up by the Phantom Lancer. He's got his level 2 Diffusal Blade. Hopefully he doesn't run out of charges and that comes back to bite him later, but the mana burn will be very useful, especially if he can get it quickly on the either the Omni-Knight, also to some extent the Nakes and the Enchantress. Kind of useful with their skills. The Sniper shouldn't care too much. If he isn't able to use Take Aim, like, it's unfortunate, he'd like to use it probably, but he's still going to be doing good damage. Nyx has his armlet finished, so he's going to be pretty strong in these fights for the moment. And it looks like both teams want to fight right now at this tier 1 tower in the middle lane on the Radiant side. Omni-Knight using Repel on the Nakes. Slow coming out on the Phantom Lancer. Nakes caught pretty far out by the ultimate from Batrider, but no death going to go. Dream Coil comes out on the Nakes, he's caught, and a death going to go the way. 2 heroes, Enchantress and Shadow Demon falling. Enchantress immediately buys back. It looks like Omni-Knight going to go down directly after the ultimate. This fight not going the way of Lion's Pride. Nakes also in a huge amount of trouble now, but saved by the Flame Break actually. Sniper goes down, and Nakes going to be able to port out, it looks like. So 4 kills going the way of 3D in quick succession. They don't get any in return. Beset on all sides by miscreants, evildoers, and other. So 2 Diffusal Blade charges used by the Phantom Lancer right there. You can see the effect against Omni-Knight very quickly. Feels very strange to me to pick the Omni-Knight going into such a natural Diffusal Blade carrier like Phantom Lancer. They're going to go for on the Phantom Lancer, it looks like, with a slow, as well as the Diffusal Blade from his own illusions. They're going to take the Aegis right there, but they just barely are able to do that. All 5 heroes still up from 3D now. This Tier 2 tower taking a lot of damage. Sniper now, standing there, doing a pretty good amount of damage, immediately gets Diffusal the Repel off him, and then just dies. So once again, the power of this Diffusal Blade, like I'm trying to say, Omni-Knight, his abilities are really weak to a Purge. And you can completely just take away the power of the Omni-Knight's teamfight ability with a Diffusal Blade. I'm not really sure why Leshrek did that. I guess he went up, he ran this way to try and hide, and then maybe thought he was being chased. Really awkward. It's just an invisibility rune up on the Nyx Assassin. Nyx walking around, no fear whatsoever of the Phantom Lancer. Justice. So Lion's Pride now put pretty far on the back foot, even with some of the weird plays that have come out from 3D and their really effective early trades, taking a tier 2 tower and a hero in exchange for their own tier 1. But with that series of fights down the mid lane, just really put far behind. We can check the experience. See, it's over 5,000, almost 7,500 at one point, in favor of 3D. And gold heading that way as well, almost to 5k. The Sniper has a Yasha up now, so we're probably going to see him go for a Manta style. It's pretty okay here. There's a decent amount of AoE damage that's going to come out from both the Puck and the Leshrek, and to a smaller extent from Batrider and Nyx. But the damage increase is going to be pretty decent on the Sniper, so we'll see if that ends up working out for him and how quickly he can get it. Still nothing really up for the Enchantress. She picks up the Casual Cloak now. Just worried about the high amounts of magic damage coming out from 3D Clan's team right now. And it is definitely a concern. Nyx picks up the Hyperstone, as well as a Chainmail, so we're going to be seeing him go for that Assault Cuirass. And if he can get that up pretty quickly, there's going to be a lot of physical damage coming out from both him, as well as Sniper, and a little bit from Enchantress, though with the impetus, she's going to do pure damage, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, chat. And it looks like they're grouping up now to push this tier 2 tower top from 3D, and port coming in from the Nakes. So it looks like they might just try and defend it. We'll see if they have a little bit more success this time. But defense did not work out too well for them in the middle lane, losing both the towers and so many heroes. No Aegis from Phantom Lancer this time though, so if they're able to take him out quickly, it will work out pretty well. There is this ward here, and yeah, they drop a sentry.
Or on purpose, radiant structures have been fortified.
I'm not sure if they put this here because they were expecting a ward, or maybe they were thinking that the Nyx Assassin was going for the backstab. I think the Nyx Assassin is a little bit more likely, but they do catch the ward nonetheless. And that will make things harder for 3D Clan. They're going to have to go in more blind now if they want to. Oh, and Sniper pulled all the way in, taken down immediately with the Batrider ultimate. Oh, and Omni Knight dies as well before he was able to get his ultimate off. Haste Rune up on the puck. With that, able to do a lot of damage in these fights. Double kill going the way of Phantom Lancer, now a triple kill. Taking out all the heroes, even the Sniper after the buyback. And an ultra kill onto Phantom Lancer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So 4 kills going quickly the way of the Phantom Lancer, as well as the tower. Buyback's used by several heroes. We can check who still has it. Only the Nakes. So not going to do too well. And they're going to be able to take this tier 3 and even lane. Once again, trying to rely on that Repel to save their heroes, but Repel just does nothing against these Phantom Lancer with all the Diffusal Blade charges.
Double kill.
This fight is over for you.
And Phantom Lancer 2 more kills. But it does look like 3D Clan were forced out with that point, with the kills going that way. They chased in a little too far, didn't manage to take the tier 3. So losing a support and their Omni Knight, who really isn't doing too much this game anyways. Probably not too worrisome. They did manage to save their lane, only losing half their tier 3's life. And content to just back off and farm. The Puck actually picking up the mechanism, and is that a Veil coming out? That's in fact a Veil of Discord picked up by Puck. So with all the burst magic damage their team is able to do, this Veil, not really an item we see too often, but it should do pretty good work here. Even with the Repel, since it has been getting purged off. How many charges does he have? Only 2. So if we get an Omni Knight ult off here, he's gonna have a lot of trouble. He's not gonna be able to. He's probably gonna burn through both of these charges next fight. The mana burn may be working out enough for him that it seemed worth it. I still really think it's kind of questionable. It's only, what, 16 more mana burn, which is a fair amount. But with how early it is in the game, I feel like he would have burnt most of the mana just with the Hordes of Illusions on the relevant targets. Either way, it's working out for him though, so who am I to criticize? Ghost Scepter up on Nyx Assassin, as well as the Batrider. Does Leshrac have one as well? He does. So all of the squishy supports on 3D's side, including the Batrider, who's really not that squishy or a support. Oh, okay. Batrider really wanted to kill that Harpy Storm. So yeah, like I was saying, 3 heroes on 3D side have these Ghost Scepters, and with almost all of the damage coming out from eL.Pride being physical damage, it's going to be almost impossible for them to really deal with this. And easily take this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Lion's Pride completely on the back foot now. Nake's trying to get some farm. He almost has enough for his Curious. It looks like he was probably trying to farm it up in that top lane, but was forced back. Batrider immediately pulls out the Sniper. The Repel goes off, but gets defused and dies. Snake's able to get a kill on Nyx, but 3 of his teammates already down. He dies immediately, buys back right away, but they're going to call GG. They know they're completely out of this game. Not even able to kill this Leshrac before he ports out.
Can it be?
And now he's going to get picked off.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
1 charge left on the Diffusal Blade. They use it on the Enchantress.
Radiant's bottom
So
barracks
maybe being a little greedy thinking they'll be able to get both kills, but in fact they will be able to get both kills. There comes that Veil. And Phalanx are able to get away.
Can anyone weather this storm?
So, quick game going the way of 3D Clan here. eL.Pride showing like they might have had it early, but completely getting wiped in that first big team fight in this middle lane and never able to really come back from it. Losing the entire lane. And Phantom Lancer once again showing why people really don't like seeing him. Just so powerful with his team fight presence once he gets all those illusions up. It will do a ton of damage, and since they were able to put this game out early, the Diffusal Blade charges issue really never came up, so he looks like a genius now. I'll tell you that. Looks like a genius now. So, first game of Starseries Season 5, gonna go the way of 3D Clan, taking one over eL.Pride. And it was a pretty quick one, only 27 minutes. Here's a scoreboard for everyone. Take a quick gander at this. Pretty decent gold per minute coming out from Phalancer with over 600. Pretty short game, so it's pretty alright. Once again, my name is Kanaz. I'm going to be casting the Starladder Starseries Season 5 games. Starting today with the first matches. There are 3 more matches today, all best of ones. I believe the next one is Team Empire against Power Rangers, which should start in about 20 minutes. I will be hanging out, answer questions in the chat in the meantime. And if you guys have any questions or want to just talk, I'll put some music on. We can sit and screw around for a little bit. Thanks for watching.